Welcome to Cool Explorations.
Mona Fortier, a name most people did not know until November 20th of this year, when she was given two minister titles in cabinet: Minister of Middle Class Prosperity, whatever that means, and Associate Finance Minister. Mona Fortier was first elected in 2017 when she became the first female member of parliament for the Ottawa-Vanier region. According to the Government of Canada website, she claims that she has always thought that the best way to help her community is to get involved and to take action. The Government of Canada lists her areas of expertise as healthcare, education, job creation, and francophone affairs. Job creation. Ironic, since Prime Minister Trudeau created a cabinet position just for her, a move many seem to suspect is simply to make Trudeau look like he is encouraging gender parity, according to the Star. She has, however, received a number of awards for her community involvement mentioned earlier, including a medal from the Queen in 2012, Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. With a little background on her political career, it is easy to see why she was given a position that one would think would improve job creation and helping people in the middle class to make more money or to prosper. The position has caused a lot of confusion, though, as no one, including Fortier, can properly explain what this new made-up position really is. Minister of Middle Class Prosperity seems like a loaded position. Who determines what is middle class? Who actually knows what middle class is? From speaking to various Canadians, they all seem to have differing opinions on what middle class is, hence the confusion. Middle class really is a very ambiguous term, since there is no clear line of where poverty turns to middle class. The National Post has stated that the Liberals claim that poverty rates are at an all-time low, yet wonder how their political party line narrows its focus on middle class, who, by Liberal claims, are not actually largely at risk of falling into poverty. Why the focus of middle class prosperity then? A really good question. The question for this, as I see it, the reasoning would be due to the fact that the East is prospering and have a growing middle class, yet the West has been decreasing in the number of middle class citizens, with more and more becoming impoverished daily. As large as the Liberals can bolster the middle class numbers and use this new position to appear to give a crap, they will be able to keep attracting new Eastern voters, winning further elections in the same strategy Trudeau has been implementing, and he has been increasing our immigration numbers, and this is a big reason why. This can come with consequences, though, an example of which is how Canada appears on a global scale and at the country level. Canada has been scoring lower and lower on rankings surrounding equality due to the battle of food insecurity, according to the National Post. Looking at this, though, shows that the real problem is not for middle class citizens to further prosper. It appears as if the true problem lies in bringing our impoverished citizens out of their poverty. By helping this class to prosper, we then do in fact grow our middle class. Helping our impoverished people saves lives and drives up the morale of the country, something more advantageous than what Fortier's new cabinet position is actually designed to do. Mona Fortier sees her position as fitting into her personal goals. She claims on the Government of Canada website to be focused on environment, business prosperity, and making life more affordable for Canadians. Sounds like a line right out of Trudeau's playbook. No wonder he chose her, cut from the same mold. She also claims that Canada needs an ambitious plan to prosper and build a stronger and better community while growing the middle class. This plan is supposed to be, and really, actually, nobody knows what it's supposed to be. It seems to be something that has yet to be determined, which benefits and fits in with the confusion surrounding this position. A conservative Melissa Landsman states that this is a politically driven minister with an unclear set of responsibilities. She suspects that this is a made-up position in an attempt by the Liberals to do what they failed to do in their last term, which is to be the party of the middle class, as Trudeau has claimed. With the majority of Canadians visualizing themselves as being part of this class, it really is murky. Some stats would place up to 60% of Canadians in this category. Stats Canada defines the middle class as having a salary of between 25 and 66,000 per household. In 2017, Stats Canada placed 9.5% of the population into the poverty category, which equals up to about 3.4 million Canadians, which is awfully convenient since this is the year that actually showed the lowest stats in history, which makes them look better. But I guarantee that in 2019, these stats are actually higher since Alberta, Saskatchewan, and northern British Columbia have all been hit hard economically. The Liberals seem to want this to appear to be their way of presenting the issues of the middle class and show off the ways that they are supporting them, even if this is just that, the appearance of helping. Their whole election campaign, once again, was focused mainly on this exact appearance, which seemed to work for them, even though their past successes in this has really been limited. Mona Fortier was interviewed by CBC in trying to help people understand what this position means to Canadians. In the interview, Mona even seemed to be confused as to what the position actually involves. The hope would be that she will focus her attention on affordable housing to help those that are below the poverty line and bring them into the middle class category. But this isn't the feel that is given by her interview. She does claim that her focus will be on making life more affordable for Canadians and to develop the economy. She was asked to put her own definition on middle class, which she seemed to give a Trudeau-like answer by really avoiding the question, since defining it is such a difficult task. Eventually, she did come up with this answer, saying that the middle class is where people feel that they can afford their way of life, they have quality of life. It's having the cost of living where you can do what you want with your family, which led her then to reaffirm that the Liberals intend to have a strong economy, which is hard to believe with how much they've destroyed and mismanaged the Western economy. Prime Minister Trudeau did promise Canadians that the Liberals would make a middle-class tax cut, and Fortier follows the same path, stating that the Liberals will be making cuts for sure. This cut, though, comes with doubts, as David MacDonald of Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives says that the only ones to really find the cuts advantageous is the higher middle-class citizens. Fortier counters this with saying that it will have different methods of helping the different levels of middle class, including helping people with children's bills. She states that the upper class Canadians need to give more money, so they will support those that drive the economy through the middle class. No real direction or answer came on the question of how they were going to do this, making one wonder if they really have any clue. The real focus, to which I agree, should be the impoverished portion of our population and the lower middle class. The Star has done great research on this, and in a previous article of my own, I did a lot of research as well. People are finding it hard to get by, building up more debt than they are bringing in through the job income. And this has been on the rise over the last decade especially, and it really goes further back than that. Trudeau and the Liberal Party seem to be confused as to how to handle this, which explains their disjointed methods of tackling the poverty issue and explains why Trudeau focuses on the middle class, not impoverished Canadians. Liberals have tried and succeeded in bringing 825,000 out of poverty. They have made cuts to the taxes that businesses are hit with and provided more in the form of the Canadian Child Tax Benefit. In 2016, they set up the Affordable Housing Innovation Fund, which was supposed to help people get financing for affordable rental housing projects. According to the Star, The wide variety of projects funded by this shows a lack of cohesion. The fund right now is not taking applications. In 2017, the government followed this effort up by setting up the National Housing Strategy. As I mentioned in my previous article, this will cost $55 million over the course of 11 years. It is designed to reduce homelessness rates by 50% through building 125,000 homes and renovating 300,000 homes, as well as many other means that they're using. In other words, they are aiming or promising to strengthen the middle class and create social housing stability for those who are in need of it the most. Whether this strategy works or not remains to be seen, but from the aforementioned lack of focus, doubts do remain. As an attempt is being made here to explain a little bit about what could potentially be behind the new cabinet position, the views of Canadian citizens must be explored. When the position was announced, people began asking why the Liberal Party would put in a position just for middle class when they are not the group of people in need of the most financial help. Kathy Wells has tweeted, "How about a Minister of Poverty, Unaffordable Housing, and Rising Consumer Debt, Mr. Trudeau?" Another tweet by Jillian Kola scoffs, "Looking forward to the announcement of the Minister of thousands of people homeless every night across Canada." Rabble.ca had more people commenting in regards to Fortier's position. Legata 4 jokingly refers to the position of the Ministry of Silly Walks, which is a reference to Monty Python. And then he furthers it by saying that it is strange to have a ministry based on classist BS. More comments continue on talking about the middle class being thrown some bones. But this seems like an effort to pit the impoverished against those of the middle class. An effort to separate them. One person points out that the terrible poverty rates in Fortier's own riding and how little effort the Liberal Party has actually done to resolve the problem. The poster leaves it off by saying that it is too bad there isn't a Minister of Child Poverty. Through the article, I was hoping to discover myself what the Minister of Middle Class Prosperity actually means. However, it would appear that everyone, from regular citizens, reporters, up to Fortier herself, who seems confused by the position, meaning nobody has any idea what this position actually is, backing up the conclusion that it likely is a made-up position. I guess time will reveal what the position will entail and what it will hope to accomplish, or if it will even accomplish anything. It may very well be what some suspect, a filler position to make Trudeau look like he has more women in his cabinet.
Remember to like and subscribe.